What's good? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bite for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. Let's get to it, and right now the phone getting the biggest buzz has been the Samsung Note 7. And the tech inside it is amazing, but do not fear, Apple fanboys. Your iPhone 6s is better than the Note 7. Now check this out. In a real-world app speed test, YouTube channel Phone Buff opened the same apps on each phone, performed the same tasks, and then relaunched them for a second time. In a display of how important it is to integrate hardware and software together, the iPhone 6s with its dual-core A9 processor and 2 gigs of RAM outperformed the Note 7 Snapdragon 820 quad-core processor with 4 gigs of RAM, finishing in 1 minute and 51 seconds compared to the Note 7's 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Now this comes right before Apple drops the next iPhone 7 on us in September, so if there's one thing we're confident about, it's the fact that the iPhone 7 will be significantly faster than the Note 7 in real-world speed. But it's not all peaches for the iPhone after a growing number of iPhone 6 and 6 Pluses are being affected by what is being called the touch disease. The bug appears as a gray flickering bar at the top of the screen and a display that is unresponsive or less responsive to touch. The heart of the problem appears to be the touch-integrated circuit chips that over time start to lose contact to the board and result in the display becoming unresponsive. Now, a hard reset can temporarily fix it, but users notice the issue becomes more prevalent over time, and the only way to fix the problem is to either replace the phone, the logic board, or the IC chips on the logic board. Now, the other issue, a lot of people now have iPhone 6s that are outside their warranty period and can't go to Apple to get them fixed until this issue is officially acknowledged. So why isn't it affecting the 6S and 6S Plus? Well, that's because Apple strengthened the body and changed the position of the Touch IC chips in that generation. Now, what a coincidence. It's almost as if they knew. So we'll keep following this. This clearly smells like a rotten apple to me, but we'll wait if they decide to address it. And what perfect timing. It's about 2 years, just around the time for a new iPhone 7 to wash all your problems away. All right, in Apple Watch news over the weekend, a Bloomberg report says battery life concerns have delayed Apple's plans to release an Apple Watch with cellular connectivity. The current cellular chips consume too much battery life for Apple's liking, and even on their most aggressive schedule, the earliest possible time frame for cellular Apple Watch models would have been in December. Now, we can still expect to see new models this fall that have improved health tracking and integrated GPS-based location tracking, but complete independence from the iPhone will have to wait, so that's a bummer. All right, the latest report from Nikkei says Apple is planning to release at least 3 new iPhones next year for the 2017 edition on its 10th anniversary. The idea floating around from them and KGI Securities claims we'll have a 5.8-inch iPhone with a curved AMOLED display and glass casing, and then the standard 5.5-inch and 4.7-inch iPhones with their standard LCD displays. Reports also say the curved AMOLED one could be for the 5.5-inch version and not a larger 5.8-inch model, but this is all speculation for a phone that is still 2 generations away. Now, Apple Music has been locking down exclusive deals with artists like the release of Frank Ocean's hugely anticipated album Blonde on Apple Music for its first 2 weeks. And now the music service's muscle is starting to show. Music Business Worldwide reports some of Spotify's contracts are up for renewal, and the higher rates that Apple pays record labels is now affecting Spotify's negotiations. Spotify pays record labels 55% of its revenue, while Apple pays 58%, and Apple also pays more to music publishers. Now, we've heard about talks for Apple to acquire Tidal Music, mostly for its relationships with its artists, but Tidal has suffered from mediocre growth, and many exclusives have ended up on Apple Music after a short period of time. Apple's strategy here is that they don't need to buy Tidal, they could just wait it out and eventually force the artist to come over because of the power of the brand. Oh, and before I forget, Apple released the 7th beta for Marco Sierra. See, we do that with love, just for you. Now, I think we've all noticed Siri has improved over the years, and it's going to get even better in iOS 10 thanks to machine learning technology that Apple is implementing. In a story by Backchannel, Apple is swapping out some of its licensed technology in favor of a deep neural network. Now, Siri moved to a neural net-based system in July of 2014, but Apple didn't publicize it. Responses will still be stitched together from a central database of recordings, but the head of development for Siri, Tom Gruber, says machine learning is going to help smooth out sentences and make Siri sound more human. This should also make a big difference for music legend Barbra Streisand in one of the largest pressing issues Apple has ever faced. Streisand recently called Apple CEO Tim Cook to complain that Siri pronounces her last name with a Z in the middle of Streisand, and it has annoyed Babs since its launch in 2011. So Tim Cook then promised her to fix this first world problem. And before we go, we wanted to reward all of you Apple biters with an amazing CNET sweepstakes that could get you, yes you, one of 2 brand new Apple TVs. So go to the link right here. You'll have to register to create a CNET account if you don't have one. I know it's annoying, but it takes a few seconds and it's worth it because you could win a brand new Apple TV. The sweepstakes goes out until September the 5th, where we'll announce the winners right here on this show. All right, that's going to do it for this week. You can always email us at theapplebite@cnet.com or tweet me at Brian Tong. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you all next time for another Bite of the Apple.